Mr. President, it is a distinct honor to be here today representing the United States, and I want to say thank you for your hospitality over the course of the last few weeks of Iceland to Vice President Pence and to Secretary of State Pompeo. And as we come here today, and on behalf of President Trump and the American people, congratulations to this great country for the 75th anniversary of your independence. I also want to thank the representatives of the many free nations who are here today, along with the many professionals who are dedicated to economic prosperity, to energy development, and to environmental stewardship. By any measure, the Arctic region is brimming with the incredible opportunity of economics and its energy potential. When you think about 1/3 of the world's undiscovered natural gas resources are located here, and we're convinced that they can be responsibly explored, they can be developed for the benefit of Arctic peoples and communities and ultimately the world. I've seen it firsthand in my own country's Arctic state of Alaska, and that is a state that is filled with natural beauty, with natural resources, and including an abundant supply of energy. And under President Trump's leadership, we've taken a major step to open Alaska's North Slope, open that area for responsible energy development, and we're also researching methane hydrates at the test site in Alaska now. Speaking of Alaska, I'd like to acknowledge the senator from Alaska who has probably been as engaged in this Arctic discussion and been as progressive as anyone that I know, certainly in the United States, dealing with this issue. Senator Lisa Murkowski. Senator, thank you for being here today and your continued support. She has been critical in the help to foster Alaska's involvement in the Arctic and the U.S. involvement in the Arctic. So again, she's also a board member of this august group. As Secretary of Energy, I proudly get to highlight the Department of Energy's commitment to Alaska. The Senator and I traveled to her state last year, and several of our senior leaders joined the DOE's national labs as they traveled across Alaska to explore the areas of greatest opportunity for advancements in energy and sustainability, and of course our national security. Our labs have joined with the International Multidisciplinary Drifting Observatory for the study of Arctic climate. That's the largest climate science expedition in the history of this region. And we're also developing microgrids in Alaska, driven by locally renewable resources like small hydro, wind, and solar. And we're also seeing those three and those concepts coming forward to be able to deliver clean, affordable, and efficient energy. And let me add that our involvement with the Arctic expands well beyond Alaska. Here in Iceland, we're learning more about advanced hydropower and geothermal technology to help us expand our own resources at home. Yesterday, I had the opportunity to stop at the HS Orca facility and discuss with them the opportunities and the potential of us learning from the work that's being done right here, Madam Prime Minister, in your country, and the real advancements in geothermal. As a matter of fact, we will be back next year for the geothermal conference that we're supporting, that we're going to be engaged with in 2020. So we're also helping our friends in Greenland. And Mr. Prime Minister, it was a pleasure to get to visit with you yesterday. Thank you for your openness as we discussed the potential of your energy and your mineral resources as we build on more than 70 years of friendship with our two countries. And our commitment to microgrids also reaches beyond the United States. And to that end, we'll be joining Iceland and Canada in the 2020 program of the Arctic Remote Networks Energy Academy. It's referred to in the acronym of ARENA. More than 1.5 million people residing in 1,500 Arctic communities depend on locally generated power, largely microgrids. And ARENA seeks to develop local knowledge and expertise so that trained individuals can better serve their communities. Now, in all of these efforts the United States is making, there's one key principle behind every one of them. Simply stated, we believe that the key to energy progress, to economic progress, to environmental progress is to allow the power of innovation to become the driver of national policy. And today, thanks to innovation, the United States has an incredible energy story to tell. Thanks to innovation, America is the world's second biggest generator of wind and solar energy. We are reviving, not reviling, our two most reliable 24/7 generators of electricity, coal and nuclear. And following decades of independence, or I should say dependence, on volatile regions of the globe for oil and gas, the U.S. is now the world's #1 producer of both of these energy sources. In fact, we become a net exporter of natural gas, exporting to 36 countries spanning 5 continents. And by next year, we'll become a net energy exporter. But that's not all. From 2005 to 2018, while our GDP rose, our nation's total greenhouse gas emissions fell dramatically, with the reduction especially strong in the U.S. power sector. Energy-related carbon emissions fell at an even greater pace during that time. Today, we are leading the world in reducing those emissions, proving that we both can grow our economy and protect our environment. And once again, innovation is behind these astounding achievements. Innovation allows us to produce more emission-free renewables and low-emission gas. And rather than driving out fuels that produce emissions, innovation allows us to drive down the emissions while producing those same fuels. Innovation is also driving information technology revolution in the United States, changing lives, creating wealth. We see opportunity for the Arctic to join as a leader in computing. Mr. President, we shared that with you earlier today, where we talked about the supercomputing capacity. As a matter of fact, another one of those, you're going to be busy in Iceland. In 2020, the Arctic Supercomputing Summit. It's going to demonstrate the region's advantages in resources and skilled people, powering the Arctic contribution to the next computing revolution. So to sum it all up, thanks to the power of innovation, we're now producing energy more abundantly, more affordably, more cleanly, more efficiently, and from a wider source of places and fuels than ever before, than anyone ever thought possible, I think. And our administration is now deploying every one of those sources in an all-of-the-above energy strategy. And because of this, we can share both our energy bounty and our energy know-how with the world. And what is true for the United States is true for every free country, including those certainly in the Arctic region. I firmly believe that given the right policies, the innovative energies of free nations and people can unleash unprecedented progress. And that is why I can't wait to see what the future holds for the U.S. and for the Arctic region. As I look to the future, I see us successfully resisting those countries seeking to dominate the Arctic from the outside, nations that share neither our democratic values nor our record of environmental stewardship. I see us unleashing an energy supply to liberate nations outside the Arctic from dependence on those same countries which would wield their power, their energy in particular, as a geopolitical weapon. I see us using our energy to liberate, not subjugate the world. I see us using our energy to strengthen the energy security, advance the economic security, and bolster the national security of free peoples everywhere. And to look to the future, I see even more. As we develop our energy, grow our economies, and share our abundance with the world, I see us sharing our energy technology with people all across the globe, people who are caught in the grip of energy poverty. Through microgrids and other innovations, I see us providing them with the life-giving, life-saving, life-changing miracle of clean, affordable, reliable electricity. As a result, I see hundreds of millions of people freed from poverty and despair, free to pursue untold opportunity and prosperity for themselves and their families. This is a vision that's worthy of free peoples, of free societies. This is a vision and a hope for the whole of humanity. And together, we can make this happen. Let that be our pledge and our promise for today. For tomorrow belongs to the North, and the future belongs to the free. Thank you.